Hello everybody and welcome to Langer's Legion. I'm Langer and today let's talk Marvel Champions. And specifically, we're going to talk Spider-Man versus Expert Rhino. So let's swing into it. Before diving into the action, I thought I would take a quick second to do a little bit of deck tech on what I built Spider-Man around to take on this Expert Rhino, because I didn't want to use the pre-con or the pre-constructed deck, as I've known through my playthroughs that it can leave a lot to be desired. And so I thought I'd spend a few minutes just kind of showing how easily you can augment or edit the pre-constructed deck based off what cards are just available to you in the core box. Let's talk about kind of the pros and cons for Spider-Man and what I was looking for, or what to look for to augment to make Spider-Man a little bit better. And the first thing to know about Spider-Man is he's just really good at defense, either avoiding damage or just absorbing damage as well as healing damage. So he's kind of got all three areas covered in spades. And the first is anytime the villain attacks, you get to draw a card. So getting more cards into your hand is always good. It helps you go through your deck quicker to find, those 4 drops and 3 drops that you're looking for, just to kind of make it a little bit more competitive or easier to take out Rhino. The next for defense is he has Backflip, and that's a specific Spider-Man card, but it is a 0-cost card that allows him to avoid any and all damage he would take during a villain attack. So if you think about that, you throw out your Backflip, hero attacks, you get to then draw a card, so you haven't really lost a card in that scenario, and then you're going to avoid any and all damage that you would either take from the normal villain attack or if it was boosted or not. So Backflip, just a great card in Spider-Man's in his hand. Next, like I said, he does have defensive 3 when blocking. So if you don't have that Backflip, or if you do just want to kind of stand there and take a hit from Rhino or whatever villain you might be going up against, the defensive 3 is really good. I do believe that's the highest of all the heroes in the core box. But on the other side of that, to recover that damage, you have access to Aunt May. Now, Aunt May costs 1, but she can heal you for 4. So if you think about how you might play your hero or your alter ego hand, if you've, at the end of your round or your hand, you flip down to Peter Parker, you heal for 4, you go through the full cycle, you heal for 4 again before you flip back up to Spider-Man, and you've basically taken off or healed up to 8 damage in one full cycle. And that goes beyond Peter Parker's ability to recover 3 in the alter ego. And finally, you have Enhanced Spider Sense, which allows you to avoid treachery cards. So, let's say you backflip, you avoid the villain attack, and then a treachery card comes out, and you have Advanced Spider Sense, you can sidestep that as well. So you have lots of ways to avoid damage, as well as kind of those secondary cards that come in through the encounter, or those treachery cards. But the drawbacks for Spider-Man is, 1, he only attacks for 2, so he's definitely a little lacking on the damage. Now, you do make up for that by having Swinging Web Kit in his kit that lets you pay for 3 and hit for 8. And you've got 3 of those, so if you can play a couple of those back to back or over time, you're going to be able to hit for a total of 24 points of damage. So while he attacks for 2, you've got some other ways to augment that just within his kit. Now, the drawback to Spider-Man, or his major weakness, is his thwarting, or his ability to deal with threat. He has a thwart of 1, so you really need to kind of find ways to buff Spider-Man up if you're going to deal with these main schemes or side schemes or whatever. You can get, or those can run out of control very quickly. Now, it is worth commenting that he does have the Spider Tracer upgrade, which allows you to attach a Spider Tracer to a minion, and when that minion is defeated, you can remove 3 threat. But that's a lot of steps and a lot of actions. And again, if you drop down to Peter Parker mode and you get a boost on your alter ego and they thwart for a lot, like you could hit 7 against Rhino very quickly. So Spider Tracer is there, but it's just, I don't think it's very good, but it's in your bag of tricks, but it's something I wouldn't depend on. But that's where the deck tech comes in quickly, is we're going to run in this gameplay Spider-Man Injustice along with some basic cards to kind of make up for some of these weaknesses as we take on Expert Rhino. So quickly, talking about the Justice cards we're going to play 1 of Daredevil and 1 of Jessica Jones, both just great allies. So you can do the chump blocking as well as, do some more damage. But for Daredevil and Jessica Jones, you also get a little bonus when it comes to their thwarting. So if Daredevil thwarts, you're allowed to do 1 damage to an enemy. That's a good way to knock off a tough card on either the main villain or a minion, or, again, just add that 1 point of damage. And then Jessica Jones gets additional thwart capabilities if there are more side schemes out. So she could go from a 1 to a 2 to a 3, depending on what the playscape looks like on side schemes. And then from there, we've got For Justice, which will let you take away 3 or 3 thwart. It's a lot of thwarts in there. Or 4 if you can pay for it with a Genius card. We're boosting up Spider-Man himself with Heroic Intuition to give him an additional thwart. And then I've got 3 copies of Surveillance Team, which will let you remove a thwart per round, exhausting each card up to 3 times. And the great thing about Surveillance Team is it's not a unique card, so you could have multiple of those cards out at any given time. And then finally, we've got For the Power of Justice, which is just a way to cheat out these resources, because if you play a Justice card and pay for it with this, it counts for 2 resources instead of 1. So it's just a great economy card just to help you get these things out and on the table. And then for the basic cards, of course, we're going to have Nick Fury, probably the best card in the core box. We're going to use 2 copies of Avengers Mansion to help with that card draw. We've got Mockingbird in here. Just 1 copy of her, of course, because she's unique. Again, she comes down. She's a 1/1 with 3 health, but she can stun an enemy opponent when she comes down. First Aid, run 3 copies of that, because ideally I want to use that to not necessarily heal Spider-Man, but to knock the consequential damage off my allies to keep them up on the board even longer. So running 3 copies of that. 2 copies of Haymaker for some additional damage. 2 copies of Helicarrier to reduce the cost of cards. And of course, I'm running 1 of each of the dual resource, dual aspect cards, because why would you not? You would just be crippling yourself if you didn't. But that's how I'm going to augment Spider-Man beyond the pre-constructed deck that's referenced in the Learning to Play manual to take on this Expert Rhino. So with that laid out, the cards I'm going to use. We kind of know the pros and cons of Spider-Man. Let's dive into the action. All right, let's get the setup for Expert Rhino. So we got Rhino 2 here. It says, when revealed, search the encounter deck and discard pile for the Breakin' and Taken side scheme and reveal it. Shuffle the encounter deck. So I've already pulled it out here. Got already shuffled the encounter deck. On Breakin' and Taken, it says, when revealed, place an additional threat here per player. So it starts for 2. We're doing a single, so that will come out with 3. Plus, it does have the hazard icon. So during the encounter phase of the villain step, we're going to get an additional encounter card. So 2 instead of 1, for as long as Breakin' and Taken is out. So we've got the leader out, or villain out, hit points 15. Main scheme with a thwart of 7 for Rhino to win. Got Peter Parker on the Peter Parker side with our health of 10. So let's drop our opening hand to 6, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Got some pretty good cards there. So I think we're just gonna keep all these. So the first thing I'm gonna do is let's play for Power of Justice, and we're going to drop on Heroic Intuition to give me a +1 to thwarting. Because remember, when I use Power of Justice on another Justice card, this counts as a 2 resource. And we have a free resource from Peter Parker, but I don't think that's going to come in super handy. Well, let's do this. Let's use Peter Parker's and burn First Aid to get Surveillance Team down. So that'll come in ready with 3 Snoop counters, as it calls it. And then not a whole lot we can do really. So let's flip up to Peter Parker. We'll exhaust Surveillance Team, take that down to 2, from 3 to 2. Take that down to 2. And then we'll go ahead and thwart for 2 to get Breakin' and Taken off the table before the very first villain phase. I'll take that as a win. I think this all looks fine. So let's ready up. And then draw our hand size, 3, 4, and 5. So that's all looking pretty good. And we're gonna go ahead and use backflip. So we got the villain turn. So Spider-Man has Spider Sense Interrupt. When a villain initiates an attack against you, we get to draw 1 card. So Rhino's going to attack. We'll draw a card. We get web shooters. He gets his boost card, boost of 1. So he'd have hit me for 4, but with backflip, nothing goes through. And then we'll get our encounter card, which is when revealed during hero, the villain and the minion engaged with you attacks you. So he is going to attack me again, but he will not get a boost card. And I have no way of dodging that. So he's going to hit me for 3. So taking me down to, wrong way, taking me down to 7 hit points. And that'll go away. And then we'll start all over again. So let's see what we can do here. Let's go ahead and exhaust this. Take it down to 1. Clear off the main scheme. And got some really good cards here. I'm not really ready to start worrying about damage, so I'm not too concerned if I lose swinging web kick yet, or this early. So I'm going to go ahead and pay for that to get web shooters down. And that's going to give me 3 web counters, or basically 3 resources to spend. We want to get Aunt May on the table, so we're going to exhaust that, take it down to 2. Let's get Aunt May down here for that sweet, sweet healing that she offers. And then I think I'll hold on to these 2 to cover the treachery card on the next side. The question is 7. So the thing with Rhino is he can get really swingy. He can hit for a lot. So like 7 could go by pretty quick. I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to attack Rhino for 2 with Spider-Man. And then let's go ahead and flip down. We'll exhaust with Aunt May to heal 4, taking us back up to 10. And then we will call it. So we'll ready everybody up. And then we'll draw to our hand size of 6 since we're on the alter ego side. So 3, 4, 5, and 6. That might have been the right call. Got some good cards there. So Rhino would scheme. He gets a boost. Blank card. So he's going to scheme for 1. And then the beginning of the round would go up 1. So it's to 2. And then let's get our encounter card. Pull out Sandman, comes out with toughness. This character enters play with a tough status card. So let's get a tough on here, just so we remember. And we'll start all over again. So let's go ahead and exhaust Surveillance Team. Take the main scheme down to 1. Let's go ahead and flip up to Spider-Man before we forget. And we're doing okay on the thwarting. So let's spend an energy and a web counter to get Mockingbird on the board. And it says, after Mockingbird enters play, stun an enemy. So we're, of course, going to stun Mr. Rhino, so I don't have to worry about him, at least for this time. She'll come in ready. And let's go ahead and we're going to attack Sandman with Mockingbird. She'll take 1 for consequential, but let's get off this tough card from him. And we'll attack with Spider-Man into Sandman for 2 and then 3, because of the attack from Mockingbird. And then let's go ahead and discard Surveillance Team. Might not be a great idea, but we'll ready up. And then we'll pick up 2 more cards. Helicarrier, another Helicarrier, okay. Rhino is stunned, so when he attacks, this is clear, but I will not get to draw a card. Sandman will attack, hit me for 3, so take me from 10 to 7. And then we'll pull out our encounter card. It says, Explosion. When revealed, if Bomb Scare is in play, assign X damage among heroes and allies, where X is the amount of threat on Bomb Scare. If Bomb Scare is not in play, this card gains Surge, so Bomb Scare is not. So we get Surge, and we get a Hydra Mercenary, which comes in with Guard, saying while this minion is engaged with you, you cannot attack the villain. Okay, so we can't go after the big bad himself. Let's see. Getting Helicarrier down is going to be the next thing we want to do. First things first, let's attack Sandman with Mockingbird, taking her to 2, taking him to 4, clearing him off. Next up, we'll exhaust the Web Shooter and then pay 2 more. So we'll do Spider Sense and the other Helicarrier to drop this Helicarrier for 3. Will come in ready. And let's see, Spider-Man will, I guess we're going to have to attack him for 2. Oops, wrong dice. So 2. And that will be that. So let's ready up. Those are all ready. Draw to hand size 3, 4, 5. Okay. I know we're gonna use this backflip, so let's just get this out of the way. This would go to 2. Rhino's gonna attack, so I draw a card, get another Surveillance Team. He gets his boost card, Bomb Scare, boost of 2. Would have taken 5, but the nice little backflip comes into play. Hydra Mercenary is gonna attack me for 1, taking me down to 6. And then we'll get the encounter card. It says Assault, Treachery. Actually, do I have the Spidey sense? No, I spent that. It says when revealed hero, the villain attacks you. Okay, so I'm going to take 3 damage. So from 6 to 3, because he does not get a boost card in that attack. All right, so down to 3 health. But it is our turn here. So let's do a couple things here. First thing we're going to do, thwart with Spider-Man for 2, clear off the main scheme. We will do Helicarrier to reduce the cost of a card by 1. We'll get Black Cat down, and we will use... We're going to use For Justice to pay for the additional 2. And Black Cat says Force Response. After you play Black Cat, discard the top 2 cards of your deck. Add each card with a printed Genius resource discarded this way to your hand. So Webbed Up, Strength, nope. And then Web Shooter, Strength, nope. So 2 whiffs on that one. But you will come in ready. Can't really do much of anything else with these. I do like these, the Jessica Jones and the Swinging Web Kick, so we're going to hold on to those. Let's flip down. We're going to exhaust Aunt May, heals for 4 to take us up to 7. We'll have Mockingbird attack and exhaust herself to get rid of the Hydra Mercenary, so that goes away. And then Black Cat will attack for 1. She does not take consequential damage from her attacks, which is great. So she'll be exhausted, and think that's all we can do. So let's ready up. Draw our hand size to 6, 4, 5, and 6. A couple double aspects or double resources, so that'll be great for next turn. Villains gets to 1. He gets his boost card, boost of 1, so he's going to scheme for 2 more, taking that to 3. And let's get our encounter card. It says when revealed, the villain schemes, so we are now quickly up to 4 out of 7. That went very fast. And it's back to our turn. So we'll exhaust Aunt May. Heal us for 4, basically taking us back to 10. 7 to 10, so she's exhausted. Go ahead and flip up to Spider-Man. Let's see. Jessica Jones or another Spider-Man? Or another heroic intuition on Spider-Man. I think Jessica Jones is the better play. So we'll pop Helicarrier to reduce the cost by 1. We'll get Jessica Jones, and then we're going to pay for that with the Power of Justice. So she's going to come down, and it says Jessica Jones gets +1 to thwart for each side scheme in play. Got no side schemes right now, so not really a big deal. Let's go ahead and spend the strength to get Surveillance Team down. And that will come in readied with 3, again, these fantastic Snoop counters. Hold on to these. So we'll exhaust that, take it to 2, take this down to 3. Go ahead and exhaust Spidey to take it to a thwart for 2 to take it down to 1. We'll have Black Cat and Jessica Jones both attack, so total of 3, taking him from Rhino from 12 to 9. She will take a consequential damage. And we'll ready up. Let's drop the hand size, so 3, 4, and 5. That's pretty nice. Got Daredevil in there. We got nothing to augment Rhino's attack, but I think we'll be okay. So we'll take 2. Rhino attacks, we'll get our free card. Oh, Nick Fury, that's fantastic. He'll get his boost card, boost of 1, so he's going to hit me for 4. So we'll go from 10 to 6. And then we will get our encounter card. And it's Caught Off Guard, Treachery. When revealed, discard an upgrade or support you control. If no cards were discarded this way, this card gains Surge. Let's go ahead and play our Enhanced Spider Sense. And I'm going to use Exhaust the Helicarrier to do that. I'm assuming that is fair. Again, put in the comment, but pay the 1 resource to interrupt this, and then that will go away. And we'll start again. So I got Daredevil and Nick Fury in hand. I don't want to lose those guys. Okay, let's go ahead and exhaust Surveillance Team. Take that down to 1. Exhaust Black Cat. Take Rhino down to 8. Oh man, I could hit him for 8 and flip him. Now, when you do beat Rhino 2 and you go to Rhino 3, Rhino 3 comes out with the toughness cards, but then he also stuns your hero. So just make sure that, ideally you've already exhausted Spider-Man or your hero before you do that. What do I want to do here? We could chump block with Jessica Jones. Looks like I can't get Fury out this round. Let's do that. We're going to attack with Spidey for 2, take him down to 6. We'll attack with Jessica Jones to take him down to 4. And then actually, we're going to play First Aid, and we're going to pay with it with a Heroic Intuition. We're going to heal the 2 damage off Jessica Jones. We'll go ahead and flip down to Peter Parker. Pop Aunt May. Take us up to 10 again, from 6 to 10. And I think we'll just ready up. Draw our hand size to 6, 4, 5, and 6. So Rhino's going to scheme. I'll give him his boost card. Boost of 2. So 3, 4, going to 5 total because of the +1 for the round. Whew, that went up again, like I said, very quickly. And then we'll get our encounter card. It says hard to keep down. When revealed, Rhino heals 4 damage. If no damage was healed this way, card gains surge, but it was, so we'll go to 8. All right, so a lot of work for nothing there, basically. And we will start all over again. Oh, I didn't ready Peter Parker. All right, so we're going to exhaust Surveillance Team for its last Snoop counter. Take that down to 4. We'll flip up to Spider-Man. I feel like I want to get Nick Fury on the board. So we'll play Helicarrier to make Nick cost 1 less, so he's a 3. We'll use our Genius Double Aspect and our Spider Tracer to make that a total of 4. Got our 3 allies out here. He's going to come out ready. And let's draw a 3 card. So 1, 2, 3. Haymaker, Swinging Web Kick, and another Spider Tracer. Oh, this is going to put us in a really good position. So we're going to thwart with Spider-Man for 2 to take this down to 2. We're going to... I want to get this web kick out. So where's my 3 that I want to use? I'll use the Spider Tracer and Haymaker. So we'll use Haymaker, Spider Tracer, and 4 Justice to play Swinging Web Kick, Hero Action Attack, deal 8 damage. So we'll take out Rhino 2, that is. So we'll swap him out for Rhino 3. And it says Toughness. This character enters play with a tough card, and then when revealed, stun each hero. So like I said, Spidey will be stunned. He's going to get a Toughness card. And then he's now going to start with 16. Which I think is fine. I think we got Swing Web Kick and Daredevil. We've got a lot of damage on the board here. We're be able to put a lot of damage down. So we'll hit Black Cat. Attack for 1, take him down to 15. Jessica Jones for attack for 2, take him down to 13. And we'll have Nick Fury attack for 2 more, taking him down to 11. And then we'll ready up. Draw our hand size, 3, 4, and 5. I forgot to put consequential damage on these, so 1 to her and 1 to Nick. Actually, I did that wrong because I forgot about the toughness card. Let's reverse that. So she attacked for 1, so that would have taken the toughness card off, so let's increase by 1. My bad. Forgot about the token. Okay, where are we at here? So 5. Okay, so we know Nick is going to go away, so we're just going to go ahead and block with him. Rhino attacks. I'll get a free card. Let's get his boost. So he's going to hit for 6 because Rhino 3 has an attack of 4. So he's going to take 2, and Spidey's going to take 4. So I'm going to go from 6 to 10. Take out Nick. And I'm actually glad that this was a boost because this is one of the expert treacheries. So if it was an encounter card, it's got surged and you exhaust your identity. So it's kind of a double whammy. I forgot to raise this up to 3 for the round. Okay. Let's get our encounter card out. And we get a Hydra Bomber. When revealed, choose to either take 2 damage or place 1 threat on the main scheme. 2 damage or 1 on the main threat. I think we're going to do the threat. I don't want to take more damage because I think we're going to be able to stick around a little bit. Okay. So that's that. So we've got a lot of cards here. Let's do... We're going to take Helicarrier to make Daredevil cost 3. We're going to use Avengers Mansion, Haymaker, and Webbed Up, because I'm just not a big fan of this card, to be the 4 to get Daredevil down. That's going to help with some of this thwarting. Can't do Swinging Web Kick yet. Okay, so what do we want to do? We're going to thwart with Daredevil. He takes 1 damage. Takes us down to 2, and he can deal a damage for when he thwarts. So we're going to do 1 damage to... Let's just do it to this Hydra Bomber to get him out of here. So put 1 there. We'll attack with Black Cat on the Hydra Bomber. Takes us to 2, clears him out of here. We will... attack. Yeah, we'll attack Rhino with Jessica Jones for 2, taking him down to 10. So I'm just going to kind of set up the Swinging Web Kick. And then we're going to exhaust Spider-Man to thwart for 2. Clear off the main scheme. And then we're going to flip down, pop Aunt May for 4, and heal back up to 10. And we'll ready up. We'll draw to hand size 3. So I'm going to have to shuffle my cards, so we get an encounter card for that. So let me shuffle these up real quick. But I'm liking how this is shaping up. I mean, we've got 10 damage left on Rhino. The main scheme is cleared. We're sitting with Peter Parker at 10 health, so I can flip up next round. I think we'll be able to take this out. Okay, so 3, 4, 5, and 6. So that's all looking pretty good. Okay. So Rhino is going to scheme with his boost. Oof. So he gets 3, 4, plus 1 for 5. See, this guy can escalate quickly. Here's the counter card from before. So obligation, you may flip to alter ego form, choose 1, exhaust Peter Parker, remove eviction notice from the game, disc 1 card, or disc 1 card at random from your hand. This card gains surge, then discard the obligation. I think we're just going to go ahead and exhaust Peter Parker. And then we'll get our other card. When revealed, the villain schemes. Okay, we're up to 6. So this can get pretty swingy. No pun intended with Spider-Man. Okay, so what are we going to do here? All right, we're in a good spot. Got First Aid, Surveillance Team, Avengers Mansion, Power of Justice, For Justice, and Swinging Web Kick. We are exhausted. We have a stun. All right, so first thing we're going to do is flip up to Spider-Man. We're going to pay for 4 justice with the power of justice. And we're going to say that this is a genius resource since the power of justice is a wild card, which with 4 justice lets us remove 4 threats instead of 3. So we'll take the main scheme from 6 to 2. And I'd really like to hit with a swinging web kick, but I'm exhausted. And I've got this stun on here. We're going to pop Helicarrier, and we're going to make pay for first aid to clear 2 damage from Daredevil. We will then we'll attack with Black Cat for 1, take Rhino down to 9. We're going to go ahead and attack with Jessica Jones for 2, take him down to 7. I can't really finish him off this round, but we're going to be in really good shape. So we'll thwart with Daredevil for 2 to clear off the main scheme. He'll take 1, and we'll do 1 damage to Rhino to take him down to 6. And we'll just go ahead and attack with Spider-Man. Oh, I can't because he's exhausted. Shoot. Okay. I can't really do anything else. So we'll just end the round. I'm okay with these because really I just want to make sure I can play this card. So these are good to burn for resources. So we will ready up. And then draw a hand size of 5. We pick up a Haymaker and a Strength, so we're going to be looking really good. Get +1 on the main scheme. Rhino, actually ready up Spider-Man here. What do we do? You know, we got 10 health. You know, we'll just block with Jessica Jones. So Rhino will attack. We'll get our free card. We pick up another swinging web kick. Rhino will swing in, get a boost card, hit for 5. Take out Miss Jessica Jones. Sorry, Miss Jones. We will pull our encounter card, which is Gang Up. And it says, when revealed for hero, the villain and each minion engaged with you attacks you. I didn't do this before, and that was my bad, but the villain will attack again, so I get another card. So I got a Haymaker. And Rhino's going to hit me for 6. Going from 10, or hit me for 4, sorry. Taking me from 10 to 6, and that's going to leave us here. And at this point, we're going to play Helicarrier to make swinging web kick cost 2, and then we're going to pay for it with Strength, thus taking Rhino down to 0 health, or actually -2, and winning the game. Well, for that, let's switch to full screen mode. All right, well, as you can see, if you watched a video I did a week or so ago about just kind of a teaching game where I used the pre-con to fight just a regular Rhino, you saw that was a little closer and went a little longer. This actually went faster on expert mode with the constructed deck because I was able to build around again with Spider-Man's weaknesses, which is the thwarting. That never, I mean, yeah, it got up, you know, just from the card draw, but it was never not manageable. And of course, I was just able to deal out enough damage with my allies and the swinging web kick while Spider-Man and, you know, the surveillance team handled the threat. So I want to thank you all for watching. If you made it this far, stay tuned for additional Marvel Champions content, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.